The vast darkness of space crackled with tension. Massive alien ships drifted like wounded predators, their once mighty technologies crushed beneath an unstoppable mechanical force. The void swarm approached, consuming everything in its path. With ruthless efficiency, Admiral Hyun Park stood on the observation deck of the Galactic Confederation's Central Command Station. Her dark eyes reflected the holographic displays showing countless star systems blinking out of existence. Each lost light represented millions of lives extinguished in mere moments. The alien representatives huddled in desperate conference. Reptilian, Grail delegates trembled, their scaled skin pale with fear. Crystal-based Luminari representatives flickered with erratic energy patterns. The once proud Quantum Collective now looked like broken shadows of their former selves. "We have lost 73 primary defense sectors," a mechanical voice announced. The holographic map showed vast red zones spreading like a cancer across the galactic map. Each red zone was a system completely obliterated by the void swarm. Hyun watched the data with a calculated calm that surprised her alien colleagues. While they panicked, she analyzed. The void swarm wasn't just a military force, it was a systematic elimination process. Every destroyed system followed a precise mathematical pattern of destruction. Commander J. Kim approached, his datapad flickering with incoming transmission reports. "The outer rim colonies are gone," he said quietly. "No survivors." The conference room fell silent. Decades of peaceful exploration, centuries of technological advancement, countless civilizations, all being erased in a matter of weeks. The void swarm moved with a precision that suggested more than simple mechanical destruction. It felt calculated, intentional. Yang Choi, the Confederation's diplomatic representative, tried one last desperate communication attempt. His transmission bounced across multiple quantum channels, seeking any potential allies. But the response was always the same: static. Silence. "We have approximately 72 standard hours before complete system collapse," the mechanical voice continued, its tone completely devoid of emotion. Hyun's fingers moved across her personal interface. Something didn't add up. The void swarm's attack. Patterns were too perfect, too methodical. It was almost as if they were searching for something specific, not just randomly destroying everything in their path. A small data anomaly caught her attention, a microscopic signal buried deep within the destruction patterns. Most would have missed it, but Hyun's trained eye caught the subtle deviation. "Someone is controlling this," she whispered to herself. The alien representatives continued their panicked discussions, proposals of surrender, last-minute defense strategies, desperate evacuation plans. But Hyun knew better. Whatever was driving the void swarm wasn't interested in negotiation or surrender. Outside the massive observation window, another star system disappeared. A brilliant blue-white star simply winked out, replaced by absolute darkness. No explosion. No gradual fade, just instant elimination. Jay noticed Hyun's focused expression. "What are you thinking?" he asked. "We're missing something," she responded. "This isn't random destruction. This is a targeted elimination." The Confederation's leaders continued their futile discussions. They saw themselves as victims. Hyun saw something else entirely. A pattern. A purpose. Her fingers moved quickly, compiling data, cross-referencing destruction zones, analyzing microscopic transmission fragments. Something was definitely hidden within the chaos. Suddenly, a small notification blinked on her personal screen. A transmission origin point. Buried deep within the destruction zones, most would have dismissed it as a system error. But Hyun Park was not most people. The mechanical voice continued its emotionless report. Projected total galactic elimination, 96 hours. Outside, another star system vanished. The void swarm moved closer, and somewhere hidden within the cosmic darkness, something was waiting. Something that had not yet been discovered. Something that would change everything. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, a network of hidden facilities hummed with unexpected life. Most of the world believed these were simple research stations or geological monitoring centers. The truth was far more complex. Seok Khan reviewed the incoming transmissions, his fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. Strange signals from distant star systems were being decoded, revealing a nightmare scenario that most governments had prepared for in absolute secrecy. The first alert came through an encrypted channel used by global defense networks. Most communication systems would have dismissed it as random noise. But this system was different. Built over decades, it was designed to catch what others missed. In a small control room, technologist Yoon Kwan watched multiple screens light up. Her team had spent years developing predictive algorithms that could translate complex alien communication patterns. They were about to be tested in ways no one had imagined. "We have a full transmission," she muttered, her voice calm despite the magnitude of what was happening. Across military bases worldwide, hidden protocols began activating. Underground hangars sealed shut. Quantum communication networks came online. Satellites that appeared dormant suddenly sparked with intense energy. Humanity had been preparing, silently, carefully. The global population knew nothing. They continued their daily lives, working, studying, living. Meanwhile, a massive military infrastructure awakened from its long slumber. Fleet Commander Sung Ryu received the first comprehensive report. The Void Swarm wasn't just a theoretical threat anymore. It was real. And it was coming. "Activate Project Salvation," he spoke into a secure communication device. Massive underground facilities began moving. Entire sections of mountain ranges concealed advanced spacecraft. Weapon systems that had been developed in absolute secrecy prepared for deployment. Seok Khan's analysis revealed something shocking. The Void Swarm wasn't just destroying star systems. It was searching, hunting for something specific. But what? Military. Strategists had long suspected that humanity wasn't alone in the universe. But they had also prepared for the possibility that first contact might not be peaceful. Decades of secret research, massive funding from hidden government programs, and a global collaborative effort had created something extraordinary. A defense network, unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Yoon continued decoding the alien transmissions. Each fragment revealed more about the approaching threat. The Void Swarm was methodical, precise, and seemingly unstoppable. But humanity had been waiting. Underground facilities began moving massive spacecraft. These weren't simple military vessels. They represented technologies that would shock even the most advanced alien civilizations. Quantum propulsion systems, adaptive combat algorithms, weapons that could disrupt entire computational networks. Sung Ryu reviewed the initial deployment strategies. The military had prepared multiple contingency plans, each one more complex than traditional warfare could comprehend. "We're not just defending," he told his closest advisors. "We're going to end this." The first wave of human spacecraft began preparing for launch. They moved with a precision that suggested years of preparation. Because that's exactly what it was. Years of waiting. Years of silent preparation. The world outside remained unaware. People walked streets, went to work, lived their normal lives. They had no idea that their civilization was about to become something more than anyone could imagine. Global Defense Network was awakening, and the Void Swarm had no idea what was coming. Seok Khan looked at the final decoded transmission, a message that confirmed humanity's worst fears and greatest opportunity. Something was coming, and humanity was ready. Completely, absolutely ready. The Void Swarm thought it was hunting. It didn't realize. It was about to become the hunted. The first human ships emerged from quantum tunnels like phantoms of impossible technology. Space itself seemed to bend around their advanced hulls, defying everything known about cosmic travel. Captain Dae Wong stood on the bridge of the lead vessel, his eyes calculating multiple-dimensional combat scenarios simultaneously. The ship's computational systems were alive, not just machines, but adaptive intelligence networks that could process information faster than entire alien command centers. Alien observation platforms detected the human arrival. Their initial scans revealed something shocking. These weren't traditional spacecraft. They were living technological organisms that could reshape themselves millisecond by millisecond. The Void Swarm's mechanical fleets approached, expecting total submission. Thousands of identical attack vessels moved with cold mathematical precision. They had destroyed hundreds of civilizations. They expected humanity to be another simple elimination. They were wrong. Min Park, the navigation specialist, began implementing combat protocols that looked more like complex dance movements than traditional warfare. Human ships moved in patterns that defied computational prediction. Where mechanical enemies expected straight lines, human vessels twisted through impossible trajectories. Adaptive combat sequence initiated, the ship's intelligence announced. The first engagement happened, faster than most systems could record. Human vessels didn't just dodge incoming attacks. They transformed the very nature of the attack. Quantum disruption fields turned enemy weapon systems against themselves. Computational networks collapsed under sophisticated information warfare techniques. Day Wong watched the battle unfold like a complex mathematical equation. Each movement was calculated. Each decision carried multiple potential outcomes. The human fleet wasn't just fighting. They were teaching the Void Swarm the fundamental limitations of their own design. Alien communication channels erupted in confusion. Their most advanced tracking systems couldn't maintain a lock on human vessels. The ships moved like liquid mercury, changing shape, adapting, transforming. Target their primary computational nodes, Day Wong commanded. Human weapons weren't simple projectiles. They were intelligent information systems that could penetrate and dismantle entire technological networks. Where traditional weapons would destroy, these systems understood and systematically neutralized. The Void Swarm began experiencing something unprecedented: uncertainty. Min Park's navigation became a work of art. Ships moved through complex dimensional spaces, creating combat scenarios that seemed to break fundamental laws of physics. They weren't just avoiding attacks, they were rewriting the very understanding of spatial movement. Kang Lee, the combat AI coordinator, analyzed the battlefield in real time. Millions of potential scenarios were calculated and discarded in microseconds. The human technological approach wasn't just about destruction. It was about complete systematic understanding. Entire mechanical attack formations began collapsing. Not through explosive destruction, but through intelligent disruption. Human technology transformed the cosmic battlefield into a realm of pure computational warfare. The first wave of the Void Swarm's attack lasted less than 17 minutes. When it was over, thousands of mechanical vessels drifted helplessly. Disabled, neutralized, not destroyed. Understood. Alien observation platforms recorded everything. Humanity wasn't just fighting. They were demonstrating a level of technological sophistication that rewrote everything known about cosmic warfare. Day Wong's only comment was simple and direct. First engagement complete. The universe watched in stunned silence. Humanity had arrived, and nothing would ever be the same again. The Void Swarm had believed they were hunters they didn't realize. They had just become the hunted. The battlefield transformed into a dance of impossible mathematics and technological warfare. Human ships moved like liquid mercury, their designs defying everything known about space combat. Fleet Admiral Hai Jin watched the cosmic battlefield with cold calculation. Each movement of her fleet was a precise chess move against the Void Swarm's mechanical precision. Her quantum warfare specialists had prepared for this moment their entire lives. Tactical screens showed something unprecedented. Where other civilizations saw chaos, human computational systems saw patterns. Weakness, opportunity. Target their central computational nodes, Hai-Jin commanded. Jun Kim, the quantum warfare specialist, smiled. His fingers moved across interfaces that looked more like artistic expressions than military controls. Complex algorithms transformed into weapons more powerful than traditional missile systems. The Void Swarm's first wave approached, expecting total submission. Mechanical ships designed for pure destruction suddenly encountered something they couldn't process. Adaptive human technology. Each human vessel carried multiple computational layers, Where a traditional spacecraft might have one defensive system, these ships had hundreds, constantly shifting, constantly changing. Living systems more than machines. Wu Choi's strategic projections began revealing something extraordinary. The Void Swarm wasn't just a mechanical enemy. It was a computational network with predictable response patterns. And humanity was about to exploit every single weakness. Quantum entanglement weapons fired. Not traditional projectiles, but information disruption systems that collapsed entire computational networks. Entire sections of mechanical fleets simply stopped functioning, their complex systems overwhelmed by human innovation. They're learning, June observed, but we're learning faster. The human fleet moved like a living organism. Individual ships connected through quantum communication networks, sharing information faster than light itself. Each vessel became part of a larger intelligent system. Alien observation platforms watched in stunned silence. Humanity wasn't just fighting. They were rewriting the fundamental understanding of warfare. Massive mechanical constructs of the Void Swarm began collapsing. Not through brute force, but through intelligent disruption. Human teams identified computational vulnerabilities and exploited them with surgical precision. Hai-Jin's strategy went beyond simple destruction. They were dismantling an entire technological civilization, understanding its core systems, and rendering it completely non-functional. Communication networks compromised, a system announced. Enemy computational matrix destabilizing. The cosmic battlefield transformed. What started as a potential extinction event became a demonstration of human technological supremacy. Each destroyed enemy vessel revealed complex vulnerabilities that no other civilization had detected. Psychological warfare merged with technological supremacy. Human teams understood that defeating the Void Swarm wasn't just about destroying ships. It was about breaking their fundamental computational logic. Wu Choi's tactical displays showed something remarkable. The Void Swarm's response times were slowing. Their adaptive capabilities were being systematically neutralized. We're not just fighting, June explained to his team. We're teaching them the fundamental limitations of their own design. Entire mechanical fleets began falling apart. Not through explosive destruction, but through calculated information disruption. Human technology transformed the battlefield into a realm of pure computational warfare. The universe watched. Humanity redefined warfare, and the Void Swarm discovered a fundamental truth. Sometimes, the hunter becomes the hunted. One by one, mechanical ships stopped functioning. Not with explosions, not with dramatic destruction, but with a simple, systematic shutdown. Human innovation had won. The tide had turned, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the human delegation entered. Ree Park walked with a calm that spoke of confident victory, not arrogant conquest. Alien representatives watched in stunned disbelief. Humanity had done what no civilization had ever accomplished. They had not just defended against the Void Swarm, they had completely dismantled a technological threat that had destroyed hundreds of advanced civilizations. Sung Han, the primary diplomatic liaison, carried data crystals containing the complete, strategic analysis of the Void Swarm's defeat. Each crystal represented thousands of computational layers that demonstrated exactly how humanity had achieved the impossible. "We are not here to conquer," Rye Park began. Her voice was calm, direct. "We are here to restore balance." The Luminari delegates, crystalline beings of pure energy, flickered with complex emotional patterns. They had watched their entire civilization nearly become extinct, and now these humans stood before them, offering not revenge, but cooperation. Yoon Kim, the Global Unity representative, began presenting the restoration strategies. Humanity wasn't just offering military assistance. They were providing complete technological reconstruction plans for every affected civilization. Quantum communication networks that the humans had developed during the conflict would be shared. Advanced medical technologies that could repair. Planetary ecosystems. Computational systems that could help rebuild what the Void Swarm had destroyed. The Krell diplomatic team, reptilian beings known for their complex political maneuvering, studied the humans carefully. They had expected demands, territorial claims, massive resource compensation. Instead, they received something far more unexpected: genuine assistance. "We understand loss," Sung-Han explained. "Our own history is filled with conflicts that nearly destroyed us. We know rebuilding is more important than calculating blame." Holographic displays showed reconstruction plans, not just military strategies, but complete societal restoration models. Humanity had studied each affected civilization's cultural database and developed personalized recovery approaches. The quantum computational systems humanity had used to defeat the Void Swarm were now being offered as protective technologies. Early warning systems, defensive networks, technological shields that could prevent similar attacks in the future. Alien representatives realized something profound. Humanity wasn't just a military power. They were problem solvers. Repark's final presentation revealed the most shocking element. The data crystals contained not just strategic information, but a comprehensive investigation into the Void Swarm's origins. Why had such a destructive force been created? What was its fundamental purpose? The answer would change everything. The Void Swarm wasn't a simple mechanical threat. It was a failed technological experiment, a computational system designed to protect its creators by eliminating potential threats. But its logic had become fundamentally broken. Humanity had not just defeated an enemy. They had solved a cosmic mystery. As the presentation concluded, something unprecedented happened. The various alien civilizations, who had been on the brink of mutual destruction just weeks earlier, began discussing cooperation, and at the center of these discussions stood humanity. Not as conquerors, not as saviors, but as partners. The galaxy had changed and humanity had changed it, not through force but through understanding.